Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Every weeknight at 6 p.m, you get another dose of us with Jam Nation, and then we hand the baton over to our stablemate, Christian O'Connell, at 7 o'clock. He's got a new podcast called Stuff of Legends, where he interviews the likes of Richard E. Grant, Jamila Jamil, and even me. My podcast with Christian came out actually this week. Any excuse to talk to this man. Christian, hello.
Guys, it's lovely to talk to you.
You too. What did Amanda talk about?
Do you know what? Well, the idea is, just so people know, because there are like 2 billion podcasts and the world doesn't need yet another podcast, but I love when you chat to people and you get stories from them and stories that they haven't really told before. And this is why Amanda was a dream guest on it, is I asked people to tell me about the 3 most treasured objects in their life. And when you start to talk about what it is, it's not about how much it's worth, but straight away it takes you into these stories and it sort of reveals quite a lot about somebody. And Amanda and I had such a deep, moving chat, especially when you're talking about your son leaving home. An hour later after Amanda, after leaving the studio, I had to pull over and have a little cry.
Well, your daughter was about to leave home. And
No, I'd just taken her to look at her university. She left home this year, 3 months ago, which is it's not a life moment, it felt like a life quake.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? And one of the things that you and I spoke about was how an image had really helped me, and I don't want to cry again now. I've cried enough about all of this, but that. No,
let's do it again so we can see if Brendan will cry.
Yeah, no, Amanda cries for both of us.
I cry at the drop of barometric pressure. So I was seeing a kinesiologist who said, put Jack in a boat, and she said, put all the things he needs for a wonderful life. And I started crying, and I said, you're going to make me push the boat out, aren't you? And she said, you know what? No, you can get in the boat. You get in the back of the boat, but it's his light that guides him. And I thought, you know what, I can do that. And then just recently, Christian, let's turn to the works of the Indigo Girls. I heard a song called The Wood Song, and there's a line in that I think helps me with my boat analogy. And they're building a boat. We fill the hull with the heart, weighs it down and keeps it afloat. But it says, the wood is tired and the wood is old, and we'll make it fine if the weather holds. But if the weather holds, we'll have missed the point, because that's where I need to go. And I thought, I can't make calm waters for either of my children.
You're setting me off again. It was the hardest thing to push that boat off in January with my first daughter, to leave home. And the thing, Amanda, about the boat thing is actually I've had so many emails from people who've been through that, and they understood. You really sort of understood it for people about the boat metaphor. Though my worry was that actually, when you really look back about raising our kids, and it's more important we enjoy them rather than try and raise them, but I actually wonder if we're ever really in the boat. Actually, we're kind of at the sidelines, even if we think we're in the boat. I'm not sure sometimes if we're in the boat with them. I don't know. I've been thinking about that image for months. It brought you comfort. It has haunted me.
Has it?
Yeah, and then at Christmas, my wife thought it would be lovely to surprise me with a painting, right? I've never had a painting before in my life. Guess what it was? A boat on a still empty lake. And an empty boat, and I look at it every day, and it's your image I get to see it every day when I wake up. It's in my bedroom, of that empty boat that reminds me. It's like a little punch in the heart.
Yeah, whereas for me, it actually helped me in the thought that if the rhythm is rocky and you go in the hard places, that's life, and I can't smooth the waters.
No, and it
even
does
for
work.
myself, it's hard to smooth the waters, let alone for anybody
Jonesy,
else.
He imagined that you set them off on a Harley Davidson.
Well,
you know,
I was thinking when
you're in a sidecar.
when I pushed my daughter off in a boat, it was the Fair Star. And I knew I was going to get the bill for something. I cried. I also cried. So you've got Amanda, but who else are you talking to in this series?
Well, last season we had some amazing guests like Matthew McConaughey, Ricky Gervais, Hamish Blake, Celeste Barber, and this year we've got Richard E. Grant, who's a fantastic actor, Sean McAuliffe, Andy Lee, and Eric Banner. Great chat with Eric Banner.
And what are some of the quirkier things that people say to pull their heartstrings, that they say are their objects?
The wonderful thing is, as they start to talk about it, right, it's they're I get the feeling they're talking about this thing for the first time in an interview. So the amount of times I've done this, and you can tell they're like, the words are stumbling out, and they didn't realise how much it meant to them. So many times I've interviewed people like you, Amanda, that get very emotional, actually, when they connect with what's the story behind the object. Richard E. Grant was talking about his journals that he kept from the age of 10. And I said, that's an amazing thing. You've kept a journal from the age of 10. I know some girls when they're younger to try and make sense of the crazy, wild teenage years keep journals, but I don't know many guys that have done that. He's kept it up to right now, and he's in his 70s. But he said, get a load of this story, right? He said when he was 10, he was in a late-night car trip. His mum was driving with his dad's best friend. He's in the back seat with his brother and sister. Suddenly he's aware that the car has pulled over, right? And they're in the middle of nowhere. His mum is in the front seat, making out with his dad's best mate. And I don't mean pashing. I mean... yeah.
Wow.
He closes his eyes because he can't believe what he's seeing, right? It's so horrific, and pretends to be asleep. When he gets home that night, to make sense of what he saw, his mum making out with his dad's best mate, he started to write it down, and that's how he started to write a journal every day. So it's those stories like that. It's not about the journal, it's about a kid trying to make sense of something unbelievable that you shouldn't see your mum doing with your dad's best mate.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because my kids would be the biggest blabbermouths in the world.
Go, Dad, what are you doing? Put it away.
That's the ultimate cold spoon when your kid pipes in and says, hey, what are you doing? Well,
cold spoon feels like your safe word, Jonesy.
Cold spoon is. It's everyone's safe word.
I heard that.
If you've ever had a vasectomy, you'll know. Christian, it's always great to talk to you. You can catch Christian O'Connell's Stuff of Legends podcast. It's on the iHeartRadio app. Christian O'Connell, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a lovely weekend. I'm off to go and burn a boat.